how did you find out you were good at making things with your hands? And when did you get a passion for recycling?
Good with making things with my hands, probably when I was little. I started doing kind of crafting and things like that when I was young. I had a grandmother who was really passionate about cross stitch and all of those things, who introduced me to that. And then as an art teacher, you have to be handy because the supplies that you often have are very limited. So you have to use like the cardboard boxes and toilet paper tubes and whatever you can get kids to start hoarding for you and bringing in, which is great because then it shows them that you can make art with anything. It doesn't have to be with special supplies and in a special room. So I think that's where I started when I was a lot younger.
Tell me about the experience of being on Netflix and Nailed It.
Oh my gosh. So that was an experience. I mean, my hands start sweating just thinking about it. And that was years ago. So I am not a baker and I don't do well under pressure. And it's a baking show that is with a very severe time constraint. So it was a lot of fun, but it was completely nerve-wracking. I mean, I was losing it the whole time. And then, of course, when the judges spit out my food, I didn't know that they were actually going to taste it. I thought it just had to look good, which I felt pretty confident being artsy that I could do that. But the tasting thing, I was like, oh, I guess I should have watched the show more before actually going on the show. That might have helped.
Can people prep for your new show on YouTube? Is there a way that they can get ready before they show up and do a little bit of what you did?
Well, this time around, I was the host. So I just got to stand back and just admire them panicking and them losing it and just be like, well, good luck with that. I'm going to go over here and sip some water. So I think to prepare, one thing that I was never aware of is just look at the packaging the next time you're out shopping or you get something in the mail, and just look at the packaging, the thought that goes into it, the design, and if it's like recyclable, because that was a big key component, was that every part of this thing, the packaging they're creating, had to be recyclable, including like the tape they were using. They had to use a paper-based tape. So everything had to be so that you could easily just compress it and put it in the recycle bin. That's a lot of thought that goes into something that on the receiving end, I don't really give much thought to. So I would encourage people to kind of look at packaging next time.
Gotcha. And when you pack it and you watch it on YouTube, what else might you learn that you can apply at home?
Well, I would think that, just the inventiveness of it. These people are so creative and they actually go to school to learn how to do all of this packaging and design. Even as an artist and an art teacher, I wasn't aware that this was a degree, but now I can see why it is, because I would be absolutely clueless when it came to designing a lot of the packaging ideas. And they come up with really fun and just ingenious ideas for packaging, especially since we do a drop test and we have really fragile things in a lot of these packages. So they have to be able to drop it. I mean, think about packages. They go through a lot. So we need to make sure those packages can withstand all of that.